Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was invited to be the keynote speaker at Pace High School in New York City. It is the school that I retired from, and it was such an amazing honor. So, first, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment.
Now, again, as principal, I work, behind the scenes to ensure that our students get, experiences and people that care for them on our staff. And I'm going to introduce the next person who I'm proud to have taken on at Pace, and the time that they were with us was just filled with energy and inspiration. And I'm so proud that they were able to join our staff and really bring their energy to that. It's a person who's just a real inspiration to me. And I know it's touched a lot of our students here. So I'd like to welcome to the stage our keynote speaker, Miss Sarah Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Glatz. And I want to thank you for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, first I'd like to say greetings to our faculty, our parents, family, friends, and all relatives. And most of all, I want to give a shout out to you guys, the class of 2022. I should say the amazing class of 2022 because you guys are really inspiring. You really pushed through adversity. You persevered. And, I remember when you walked through the doors and you all were very excited about joining teams and clubs. And then you dove into your academics and you continued to push forward. We had lots of fun here with amazing activities. And then you guys had to go home to study. And you did it. You went home, you studied on the computer, you continued to do your lessons, and then you returned back to this building. You persevered while you were at home because there were adversities, you dealt with tragedies and difficult times, but you guys made it and you pushed through. So you are so inspiring to me, amazingly inspiring. And you should give yourselves a pat on the back for that. Class of 2022. You guys lived through an amazing piece of adversity. And I know that adversity is real because I've dealt with adversity also. But you guys, you have some extra little piece in there. And I want you to remember that adversity is real, but I want you to always say to yourself, but I am real resilient, because you are really resilient. In order to push through times like this, you have to be a resilient person. So every time I say adversity is real, I want you all to say, but I am a real resilient. Let's try it first, all right? Adversity is real. I don't even have to give it a second try on that. You guys are good. You sound great because we know adversity is real. I am too, y'all. And I'm going to let you know my story of resilience, all right? But first, I want to say that Pace is an amazing place to be. And when you walk through those doors, I don't know if you anticipated the amazing things that we would go through, from our auditorium programs, from dealing with the faculty, from getting these really tight bonds and relationships. I don't think there's another high school like this because you guys are my favorite class of graduating that I've been through. And that's right, give it up for yourself because I have had some amazing relationships with students here, amazing relationships with faculty and parents, a lot of parents that called me through the time that I was out on my leave of absence. And if if some of you may not know that I took a leave of absence because I was dealing with adversity. And adversity, of course, is real. That's right, me too. And my adversity and my resilience had to come through when I was given the diagnosis of stage 3B, triple negative breast cancer. Yeah, and there's only, just so you know, there are 4 stages. And during that that diagnosis, I had to really persevere. There was a lot of things to go through, a lot of things in my mind. And just like you guys, I persevered through it as well. Thank you. That diagnosis has a low survival rate. But I said to myself, I'm not going to be defined by statistics. So I just continued to push forward. And I made changes in my life. I decided to get refocused and realign myself and realign my mind, body, and soul all together. So I remastered my focus with a firm understanding that I needed to make some serious changes in order to be my best person. And those of you that know me, I'm always telling you about good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good is better and your better is best. Absolutely. And so if I'm telling you those words, I had to live by those words as well. So I had to pull out my best self. So I conjured up the courage to stare adversity in the eye and decide to move forward and kick its butt. And so I'm a big eater, love food, but I decided I had to go to the keto diet. So I went on the keto diet, changed my eating. I went to Florida to seek alternative treatment. And in the midst of going to Florida, it turned into a great vacation with me and my sons that helped me to rejuvenate myself and build up some enthusiasm to push forward. And that's what I did when I came back. And when I came back, I continued using herbs. I used different mushrooms. I exercised. I did tons of research. How many of you use the internet for Google and researching? I'm a tremendous researcher. I continuously research. I looked up different nutrients. I fasted. I continued to persevere because adversity is real. That's right. And that's what I had to keep telling myself. And I exercised. I got my rest. And I went to meditating. I did a little bit of yoga. A little bit. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't a lot. But I did some. And then July rolled. I got my diagnosis in the end of April, really. So when July rolled around, I had to take a test. I started chemo, and then I had to take a test to see how the lump was doing. When I went in for the test, they said it was 30 millimeters big. But wait, I almost missed the biggest piece here, because before I went in, I'm realigning my mind, body, and soul, right? So how do I realign my soul along with this? Is that there's a doctor called Deepak Chopra, scientist, very famous. Oprah Winfrey made him, she had him on her show many times. And Deepak Chopra coined this term, quantum, meaning through time and space. So going through time and space, I went through a hypnosis, and I did what we call a quantum healing. And in that quantum healing, it was to heal my cancer. And I believe after that quantum healing, I was cured. So July was the quantum healing, and then August I went in to test to see what size that tumor was. It was 30 millimeters in August. December rolled around. It was time for me to get the surgery. I told my doctor I didn't have cancer. I didn't need the surgery because, I feel that I've done everything. I've aligned my mind, body, and soul. I've done all there is to do, and I felt rejuvenated. I wasn't sick. I would get chemo. I still marched on. People would say to me, Sarah, why are you out all the time? Because I need to walk. I need to ride my bike. I can do these things. I feel good. I don't have cancer. And so I told my doctor I didn't have it, but he said, no, Miss Patterson, we're still going to move forward with the surgery. I wasn't happy. I almost didn't go to the surgery. So, but 2 days before the surgery, my doctor said, you're going to get another test to see what size the cancer is. It was still 30 millimeters. So I'm saying to myself, how could it be? I don't have cancer, but he told me it was 30 millimeters. They did the test. So I went in, did my surgery. I'm on the table. The doctor is he's gonna speak with the pathologist. The pathologist is downstairs. He's going to check the cancer when the doctor takes the mass out. So the doctor took the mass out, sent it down to the pathologist. The pathologist has to call back and say what he finds. He called my doctor and he told the doctor, there's 0 cancer cells. Now we've moved from May to December, and stage 3B cancer with a very aggressive cancer with a low chance of survivability. But I made it there because I persevered and I stayed the course. I made the decision to know that I needed to beat this thing. I had a goal in mind and I continued on that same path, much like you guys did. You knew your goal was to get to this graduation seat, and you did. You came in freshman year and you said to yourself, you want to graduate. So even though you were sent home, you had adversity, you had obstacles, you still came back here and kicked behind and made it in those seats. That's not an easy task. You survived one of the biggest obstacles that's going to go down in history, this pandemic. This is humongous, but you guys pushed through and you made it through this big piece of adversity. And we know that adversity is real. And you proved it. And you proved it. And so when anyone says something to you, let them know you proved that you are real resilient. And so what happened is I'm free from the cancer. No cancer in the lymph nodes, no cancer in the breast at all. So I'm moving forward. And I felt like my decisions and everything that I did worked out well. And you know what? I decided that I'm going to move forward living a fulfilled life. And so what I decided to do was create a business called Our Fulfilled Lives. And that business is going to focus on healing and living a fulfilled life through your mind, body, and soul, being in alignment. And so I started doing that. And in that, I decided that each year I'm going to give an annual scholarship through that business to a PACE high school student. And that student, I feel, should be inspiring and encouraging and motivating other students in the building. And I know we have a lot of students that do that. You do it when you talk to your friends, right? You're pushing your friend forward to do various things to be the best that they can be. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to push you forward. I want to inspire people. I want to inspire students to be their very best. And when you leave here today, I want you to consider the decisions that you make. Consider those decisions that you make when you go to college, when you go to your job, when you find your apartment, when you select your friends. Decide on making the best choices. Make the best decisions, because these decisions that you are making will impact the rest of your life. And if you don't make the best decisions for yourself, then you're going to be behind the 8 ball in the future. And you don't need to be, because you can be successful because you just told me that you are real resilient. And I believe you. I believe that you all have it in you to do that. And so with that, I'm going to give the scholarship that I have to the selected student. It's a $500 scholarship. And this student was charged with managing a wide range of events and activities, programs and policies and initiatives around the school. with the highest levels of leadership. This student persevered for 4 years and made sure that this particular student stayed during school working, coming into my office and asking what is there that needs to be done after school, what needs to happen. Sometimes I actually stay in this school until 5:30, 6:30 at night. And some students are here with me. I don't know if you guys know that prior to me leaving. So we work hard at Pace. And so that student that is going to receive the award is Daniela Omiweni. Daniela, I literally okay. So, yeah. The first student is Victory Abe. The Sarah Patterson Educational Scholarship presented to the recipient's name, Kayla Bovell. And I'm just going to read the rest of it. It says, for dedicating her time and service to uplifting and improving Pace High School. Thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, in closing, I want you to think about the decisions that you make, and I want you to be very careful about those decisions, because you made a great decision first to continue working on the computer and then coming back to the school. That was a great decision. And I want you to keep in mind the decisions that you make in the future, because those decisions will decide where you end up in life. And if you don't make the right decision, it really can set you back, and you may spend time having to work harder. I want you to make sure that you pay attention to the lessons that you get, because if you don't learn the lessons that come to you, then you have to repeat those lessons again. So be focused, be sure, make plans, rework your plans, and then make new plans, and then keep pushing forward, and understand that growth comes with obstacles. If there are no obstacles, you're probably not growing. So yeah, so keep pushing. So the decisions that you're going to make in college, the decisions that you're going to make with your finances, the decisions that you're going to make with your jobs, whether you're getting up, small decisions of hitting that snooze button, a real decision. And those are probably easy for you, but think about other decisions. Seek advice, get a mentor, do some research, find ways to do your best, because your careers and the life choices that you make, whether you're working for someone or you are working as an entrepreneur and go that route, you can be successful. So thank you so much for being a wonderful group.
Can we have one more round of applause for Ms. Patterson? She is such an inspirational person and one of the warmest, kindest colleagues. She's terrific. Thank you, Ms. Patterson. We're going to now continue with a few student voices. This is a section that we call In Their Own Words, Senior Reflections. We ask students if they would like to participate in the ceremony to share some thoughts with us about their time here at Pace.
Daniela, so many times, you guys saw her face. She was speaking continuously in the school, our school president for 2 years, and she did a fabulous job. So, guys, with that, and before I close, I want to just say that your parents may know this song. There's a song that Aaliyah wrote, and she says, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. And just keep that in mind, because you're going to come across some obstacles. And I want you to dust yourself off and try again and keep pushing forward and forge through, because every time you push through, you are learning a lesson. And I want you to think very carefully about the lessons that you're learning. And remember that sometimes opportunity is going to knock, but sometimes you're going to get a knock down. And I want you to examine those knocks. Is this an opportunity? Don't let it pass you. Take those opportunities when they knock. And when you get a knockdown, dust yourself off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. So class of 2022, in my 31 years of teaching, you are my favorite class. And honestly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I congratulate you, and I salute you, and I thank you all for being such an inspiring class. Congratulations.
We have another round of applause for Ms. Patterson. That was very inspiring. Thank you, Ms. Patterson.